What's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a drink stand that also does slushies for all of your city building needs. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and click that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box. But without any further ado, let's get started. So just before we start building everybody, here are all of the materials that we will need to make our drinks/slushy stand. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those materials and enough of them as well. The amount of space required to make the stand is a 7 by 8 block area on the ground. That's represented by the white concrete rectangle, and you can feel free to make this grid in your world if you like. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to, gather all that stuff, make sure you got enough room to make it, make sure you're ready, and once you are, we can begin. Step 1, liquid drink enthusiasts. Come all the way over to the front left hand corner of your grid, if you've made it. Count to the right from this corner, 1, and this is where we're going to start things off. Place a block of quartz on the ground, and 2 oak fence on top of it, 1, 2. Stick a red carpet on top of the fence, and then place behind the red carpet, I know it's tricky, a blue concrete. Place 4 blue concrete right of this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend that 4th blue concrete inwards, and then out to the right. And then extend it 4 rows back, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then extend that 4th block inwards, towards you. Then 4 rows to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend that block inwards, towards you, right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then simply join back to where we first started. So we'll actually end up with this shape right here. I want you to add 3 layers of blue concrete on top of this shape. So 1, 2, 3. And we want to do this all the way around. Really, it's only necessary to do the outer blocks of the blue concrete. But I am also extending the corner blocks inwards just because it might help us later to frame the lighting inside of our little stands. So I would recommend extending all of them upwards. I then want you to place a layer of block of quartz on top of all of your blue concretes, like this. Perfect. I then want you to place a layer of quartz slabs above the layer of quartz block. So just like this. We are slowly tracing around the inside of the top of this shape. And we only want to be 1 row higher, so it's no big deal. And we just want to cover everything up like this. What we also want to do is place a white concrete dead center in the middle of the top of our cup, like this. Well, either a white or a red, it really doesn't matter too much, to be completely honest with you guys. I might actually go red just because it contrasts against the white. And then I want you to place the opposite color on top, and again, and again. Place the opposite color going left, up, left. Easy as that. So it simply just looks like a bendy straw. Grab your quartz slabs and place a layer of quartz slabs around the top of your quartz block layer. So this is going to look like the lid of the cup that it just basically overhangs the actual body of the drink a little bit, and it looks quite good like that, don't you think? Well, anyway, now that we have done that, ladies and gentlemen, we now have to give shape to the cup a little bit, and it's quite easy to do. So on the left, back and right sides of the build, I want you to take the 3 middle blocks on each side, which are these ones right here, and I want you to almost extend them down to the ground. I actually want you to place just 2 rows coming down to the ground like this. So 1 layer, 2 layer, like that. And I want you to do the same on the back. So these middle 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. And then these, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. There we go. And we also, and this is where things get a little bit tricky as well, we want to join the corners together, like inside of the rows. So meaning, from the outside it will kind of look like this. You can see that we kind of have like a diagonal layer in between the two sides. So we want to do this here as well, in this corner. And we want to do the same here as well. This is all the way up the front, of course, and also here as well. Additionally, we now want to just basically join the bottom of the cup down to the ground like this. So just on the right, left, back sides, kind of like that. So this is the sort of shape what it will look like from the inside, but of course it's kind of hard to see from the outside a little bit. So that's kind of what we're working with. When it comes to the front here, I want to also kind of establish a little bit of the front of the stand. So I'm going to take this block of quartz that we have at the front, and I'm going to extend it to the right by 3 using quartz slabs. 1, 2, 3. Block of quartz on the end. 2 oak fence on top. Red carpet on top. And then you can extend the quartz blocks backwards, and you can use some quartz slabs here to kind of like just join. So, whoops, that's okay, we can replace that. There we are. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like that. I know it looks a little bit weird at the moment, but it'll look better, trust me. So now that we've done that, on the sides of the build, it's important that we add a little bit of detail. Pretty much. So, as a matter of fact, I mean, we can start on any side, to be honest with you, but this is what we basically want to do. On every single side, we want to start all the way down here at the bottom right-hand corner of the 2 rows of blue concrete, and we want to diagonally add a white concrete swirl that goes all the way up, and eventually, like this, it will kind of like join naturally upwards. So you start in the same place every time, so like here, the same place. On the back you start here, and you basically just want to add that same swirl going all the way around. So if you start with all 4 of the sides, so that would be here, and you want to go the same way on every side, because if you change the position / trajectory of the white concrete, you might overlap. So you just want to be careful. So like this. But what I also want to do is I want to take into account the fact that we would also have it on this side. So you can, just to visualize it, you can do this. Like you can add a couple of rows of where the blue would be. And obviously the white would start like here, here, here. Like it'd still curve up and round, right? So despite the fact that this is kind of like the entrance hole, we would still want to have the white concrete running through the build. So let's just get rid of those guiding blocks, and you can see how that would look. It looks a lot better like this. It looks a lot better like this, or at least I think so, is the sentence I was trying to say. So now that we've got most of the body of this build kind of complete, the next thing that we can do is we can start adding a bit of detail here and there. So to do this, we'll need like white carpet, string, trapdoors, item frames, signs, glass, broom stands, flower pots, and some, funnily enough, pickles. So we've got to have an entrance to our stand. It can be anywhere along these quartz slabs, but I'm going to make it here, and I'm going to place a oak trapdoor right here. And I'm also going to place carpet in between these 2 carpets that I have here. So that means placing a bit of string like this, and then placing like white carpet, a red should be there, white carpet like this. So red, white, like that. Just come along the top. It's kind of like a little canopy like that. And we can hang some item frames and some signs along the sides of our little stand here. These can kind of go wherever you like. I also like them just on the sides here because we have these 2 like 2 hanging blocks here. So I like the idea of having an item frame and then of course a sign labeling whatever's being sold, whatever it might be. It's completely up to you what actually might be there. I'm also considering, I reckon I'm going to destroy these 2 blue concretes here, because I think it'll open up the store a little bit more, a little bit of the stand. I think that looks a little bit better like that. And inside of here, okay, the trapdoor's going the wrong way. So inside of here, there we go. We can even, what else can we do? Well, we can add maybe a bit of white concrete around underneath the block of quartz, or we could use the building material that we're going to be using for the floor. Around the inside of our stand here, we're going to want to have a couple of slushy machines. The slushy machines are basically some glass blocks with some stuff added onto them. So I'm going to have a double pair back here, and I'm going to have a double pair just here on the right side. On the left side here, I'm just going to have like a brewing stand and some flower pots and some sea pickles to simulate some cups. I'm going to do the same in this corner, use either pickles or cups, and I'll do the same here. So just all the way along here we can have the pots, and you can even kind of have them riddled alongside here as well on the sides of the stand. So that's pretty much put all of these materials to bed, just about. We might need them a little bit later on, but we'll see. I'm going to grab some oak planks, tripwire hooks, levers, chests, some potions, lanterns, and some sea lanterns. Oh, and also we'll need some quartz slabs. So the inside of the stand is going to be kind of like a bit of a warm area. So I'm going to use some oak planks. So it's a bit more inviting than just kind of like the white concrete. And it kind of just looks nice, kind of like that. I quite like it. You can fill your item frames in with your different potions of choice. So that can be whatever you like. Of course, I think I'm going to make this one blue. There we go. And then this one blue. And then that one can be red. Because then, like, as we look at the front of the stand, kind of like they're not all together. But of course, you're going to want to, like, add more and more different colors of potions. I just don't want to grab loads and loads of them. And what else can we have? Well, we can add like a double chest here in the back to store our drinks, aka our potions. We can add a lantern on the ground. We can add some tripwire hooks to the glass. And we can add some levers like nearby the glass to like fill up the actual drinks. Those can be like the pools, so like this. When it comes to the roof here, I mean it can kind of be whatever you like, but I'm going to use some quartz slabs to kind of like cut off the roof, half a row above where I've placed like the actual like the switchers. And I just want to have a single sea lantern, and I reckon I'm just gonna add a circle around it, and I'm gonna create depth. This is a very, very unimportant detail really, because you're not going to be looking up inside of the cup that often, but it does kind of just look cool if you give it a little bit of flair like this. The next thing that I want to do is I want to take all of the drinks containers, and ideally you'd use different colors for them. So for instance, like let's say red carpet is going to be like a cherry slushy, right? Blue can be blueberry. Pink can be, I don't know, whatever's pink. And we could maybe even have like a lime one for lime. You guys get the idea, and it kind of just like makes it look like some slushy machines. And you could even label them with item frames. Probably, well, you can't there because the carpets, but again, you guys get the idea. And you could even add like a little bit of carpet to the inside of the stand, although I kind of like the fact that it is just oak planks like this. It just kind of looks exciting in the middle of there now, and I don't think it does need the carpet at all. And the point of these signs, by the way, that we placed earlier is like, let's say you put blueberry. You know, like you advertise what drinks would actually be here. So like blueberry, and let's say red can be raspberry, or again, you guys get the idea, right? You can do whatever you like, or you can put prices. You can do the same here. So like, or you could have Coke or Pepsi, or fill in the blank with whatever your favorite drink is. There we go. That's looking pretty good. As a matter of fact, there is only one detail that I would suggest adding if you wanted to. This is if you're a fan of using banners, which I know that some of you guys, you're not a fan of using banners, and that's perfectly fine. I don't like making them, but I do like looking at them. So here's what we'd need. Okay, so to make the banners, we of course need a crafting table or a loom, a blue banner, some white dye, red dye, and some blue dye. Alright, let me show you what we're going to be doing here. So first, we're going to chuck down the crafting table, we're going to crack it open, and we are going to move all of these up here near to the top of the crafting place. Begin by placing your blue banner in the middle left of the table, and place white dye vertically in the middle of the table next to it. Grab that banner and place it in the top middle of the table with 2 rows of red dye underneath it. Grab that banner, place it directly in the center of the table with blue dye all the way around the outside of it. Grab that banner, place it in the bottom middle of the table with white dye horizontally across the middle. And that is your banner. And if you place this banner down, you may find that it kind of looks like a sort of generic drinks holder, which is kind of what we've got going on here. You could of course reverse the colours of the banner so it looked ever so slightly more like the one we have, but I quite like the contrast of it. But once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, well, you've done it. What can I say? So this is what your drink stand will look like, ladies and gentlemen, once it has been 100% fully completed. We have the body of the stand, we have the entrance, we have the entire inside of the stand filled in. We're ready for business. And that's it. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this one. If you did and you're new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already. If you are subscribed, please remember to click that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all of my videos sent directly to your sub box. And of course, not only that, ladies and gentlemen, all of those things, but if you do want to make any more city builds by me, you can see them all in the background, then check out the card system, description below, and the top of the comment section. That's where you'll be able to find them all, and you'll be able to put yourself a really nice city together if you follow any or all of those tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!